What if I told you the Straw Hat Pirates' final bounties will shake the world more than any crew in history? By the end of One Piece, every member, from Luffy to the Tony Chopper, will carry a price that reflects their true power, reputation, and the chaos they've unleashed. These aren't just numbers. They're the final marks of legends who changed the world forever. Chopper, the Straw Hat Crew's tiny doctor, could end the story with a staggering 100 million berry bounty, a far cry from the laughable 50 berries he first had. Despite his monstrous power in Monster Point and his countless life-saving acts, the Marines long mistook him for a mere pet. Even after the Wano arc, his bounty barely reached 1,000 berries. But Chopper is far more than comic relief. From curing deadly diseases to fighting alongside giants, he has shown the heart of a true pirate. When the final war erupts, his medical genius will be crucial, saving thousands of lives and proving the world his true worth. By the end, he's no longer just a cute reindeer. He's a hero who healed the seas. Next, we have Nami, and her bounty could reach up to 1.5 billion berries because of her unmatched skills as a navigator of the sea. Now, reason behind such high bounty of Nami is that by the end of One Piece, she's going to achieve her biggest dream, drawing a complete map of the world. Every island, every sea, and every hidden corner of the Grand Line and New World will be carefully charted by her. After surviving storms, battles, and the chaos of the final war, Nami's map will be unlike anything the world has ever seen, a guide that could totally change the course of history. That kind of knowledge makes her incredibly dangerous, and both the Marines and pirates would pay huge just to get their hands on it. And on top of that, she'll be the navigator of the Pirate King, making her not just smart and powerful, but absolutely legendary. Next, we have Brook, and his final bounty is predicted to soar to 1.6 billion berries. Another underrated character that has some great potential in my opinion, and maybe we will see some character strength growth with his Devil Fruit. An awakening of his fruit will definitely be an upgrade in terms of strength and dangerousness, but also implementing new techniques will give him the opportunity to be on par with the rest of the crew's strength. He acts like a fool, but that doesn't mean he is. He's a very smart and skilled fighter swordsman, and I hope to see more of him in the future. Franky's final bounty is predicted to reach 1.8 billion berries, and honestly, that wouldn't be surprising at all. If there's one thing consistent about Franky throughout the series, it's that he always manages to leave his mark, both literally and figuratively. From the moment he joined the crew, his engineering genius has been unmatched. He's the man who built the Thousand Sunny, a ship capable of carrying the Pirate King across the most dangerous seas in the world. And when you think about the final war, where invention and destruction will collide, Franky's role will be nothing short of game-changing. But while some may think Franky's bounties have always been a little behind compared to the others, that might finally change. Because in the endgame of One Piece, his technology, his courage, and his sheer creativity will be impossible for the world to ignore. Usopp's final bounty is predicted to reach a jaw-dropping 2 billion berries, and honestly, it feels like the most poetic conclusion to his long-running journey of fear, lies, and unexpected heroism. From the very beginning, Usopp has been the embodiment of irony, a man who spoke tall tales that somehow kept coming true. He's the Straw Hat, who constantly doubts himself, yet time and time again ends up shaping the legends of the crew. That's exactly why a bounty this high fits him perfectly. It's not just about his strength, it's about his story. And honestly, the world has every reason to fear Usopp, or rather, the myth of Usopp. By the end of One Piece, he'll have stories spreading across islands, painting him as a warrior who took down giants, scared emperors, and sniped enemies from miles away. Even if half of it isn't true, the legend will be too big to question. Nico Robin's final bounty is expected to rise to an astounding 3 billion berries, and honestly, that number might still feel too low for what she truly represents. From the very start, Robin has never been hunted for her strength. She's been hunted for her knowledge. The ability to read the poneglyphs makes her one of the most dangerous people alive. Someone capable of uncovering the Void Century, the ancient weapons, and the very truth the world government has spent 800 years trying to bury. After the final war, when the secrets of the world are finally exposed, Robin's name will stand at the center of it all. The woman who unveiled the world's greatest lie. Jinbei's final bounty is predicted to reach 3.5 billion berries, a figure that perfectly reflects the weight of his name and the respect he commands across the seas. Few pirates in the world of One Piece have a record as decorated as Jinbei's, a man whose strength has been acknowledged by the Navy, by emperors of the sea, and by legends alike. Once a warlord, a commander under Big Mom, and now the helmsman of the future Pirate King's crew. In terms of strength, Jinbei has already proven that he can clash with the best, but his bounty will also reflect the symbolism of his position. He bridges the surface world and Fishman Island, a living symbol of unity between races, carrying the will of the sea itself. Sanji's final bounty is predicted to reach 4 billion berries. This one was really hard to come up with. I thought that Oda would have maintained the rivalry between Zoro and Sanji until the end of the manga, by giving both of them the same bounty at the end of the story. But Zoro has to overcome the you-know-who that I previously mentioned, and, for better or for worse, he is always considered as Luffy's right-hand man. I think that in the end, Sanji will have a huge bounty and a decent photo, because he will be considered as one of the wings of the Pirate King, but since Oda enjoys bullying him, I think he will still play some jokes on Luffy's left-hand man. I also believe that when we'll arrive at that point in the story, the rivalry between the two wings will subside. Of course, we will always have the funny rivalry and jokes that make Zoro and Sanji's bantering iconic, but in the end, we will also see the huge amount of respect that they both feel for each other brought a little bit closer to the surface. Zoro's final bounty is predicted to reach 4.5 billion berries, a number worthy of the man who will stand as the world's greatest swordsman and the right hand of the Pirate King. Throughout One Piece, Zoro's journey has always been defined by an unbreakable resolve and an unwavering promise to become the strongest swordsman alive. Every scar, every battle, every blade he's crossed has been a step toward that destiny. By the end of the story, Zoro will have surpassed Mihawk, the man he once chased, and carved his own legend into history. His bounty won't just reflect strength, it will symbolize loyalty, ambition, and the sheer terror his name will inspire across the seas. 4.5 billion berries fits perfectly for a man who stands just below Luffy, yet commands the kind of respect and fear reserved for the strongest in the world. Zoro will be remembered not just as the Pirate King's right hand, but as the blade that cut down fate itself. Luffy's final bounty will reach a staggering 6 billion berries. This bounty perfectly captures the chaos he's unleashed on the world after the Egghead arc. For the first time in history, a pirate didn't just stand against the world government. He fought directly with the Gorosei, the second highest rulers, who were once thought to be untouchable. That single act alone shattered centuries of fear and silence surrounding their power. The world finally witnessed someone defy what they believed were literal gods. After defeating Kaido and shaking the balance of the New World, Luffy's actions at Egghead pushed him into a league of his own. His Nika form has become a symbol of pure freedom, something the world government fears more than any ancient weapon. The moment he turned the tide against the Gorosei, Luffy proved that he's not just a Yonko, he's a revolutionary force capable of rewriting the world itself. And it doesn't stop there. After surviving and standing toe-to-toe with the Gorosei, Luffy's next challenge will be Imu, the hidden ruler who controls everything from the shadows. Facing a being like Imu, someone worshipped as near divine, would place Luffy on a level of legend that surpasses even the Pirate King himself. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more One Piece breakdowns.